What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Raga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Aries Sun sign friends. If you're born between the dates of March 21st and April 19th, then you are an Aries Sun sign, and this video is for you. Today we're going to be taking a look at the month ahead for the month of September. This spread is going to tell us what past, present, and future energies are swirling around you, what you should hold on to, let go of, obstacles you're going to face, lessons you're going to learn in the month of September. So it should give you some insight and some clarity into the upcoming month. I want to tell you that this is a general overall reading, so not everything will apply to everybody, so take what works for you and leave the rest. If you want a more personalized reading where I tap into your specific energies, then head on over to my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description and in the card as well. And so today we're going to be using the Hobbit Tarot. This is a Hobbit-based deck. If you're not into Tolkien, don't worry. This deck, it gets to the heart of the issues. You don't have to know about the Hobbit. I've got two crystals with me today. I've got my sodalite sphere, as always. I always keep this guy close. And I've also got a carnelian sphere. And carnelian is about energy and vitality, and it resonates with the root chakra and also with the sacral chakra. And it just gives you a lot of energy. And that's what we're going to need today. We need energy. That's what I need. So give me a moment to shuffle the tarot cards and ask it the question, what are the energies for Aries Sun signs in the month of September? Alright, that ought to do it. We'll cut the deck. We'll deal out the cards. Alright, and we're also going to utilize the Earth Magic Oracle. We're going to ask this deck, what message does the Earth Magic Oracle have for Aries Sun signs for this month of September? What message for Aries Sun signs this September? Alright, and we're going to take a look at this card at the end. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. I'm seeing three major arcana, some wands energy. Very interesting. Let's take a look at these cards individually, then we'll see what they have to say as a whole. The first card we're going to look at here represents the energies of last month, so the energies of August. And we've got the Six of Wands. Okay. I get the sense from the Six of Wands card here that August was a time for a lot of you to spend, you spent it with friends, family, and co-workers. And it was a type of dynamic where, I'm not sure if you were the leader, but there was definitely a leader-follower type of energy going between you, your family, friends, or co-workers. Not in the sense of domination, but in the sense of, working together, but having someone be in charge. That's the feeling I'm kind of getting from the month of August. And, remember, not everything's going to apply to everybody, but I get the feeling that a lot of you felt like maybe you were the one in charge. Others may have felt like you were the one following. But that dynamic is definitely something that's coming on strong for me here in the month of August. And I'm not sure what this picture is showing. I think this is when they're trapped in the caves. If you are a fan of The Hobbit, I think this is when they're trapped in the Goblin Cave. So they had to work together to get out. So definitely teamwork was involved. But Gandalf is the leader, and so that's what I'm getting from this card. That there was a leader type energy in your life. If it wasn't you, then you definitely felt the effects of it. This card here represents the energies of now, and we've got Temperance. I get the feeling that now you're trying to, at this present moment, the energies around you, you're trying to kind of balance them. You're trying to even things out, this has been a crazy month with the eclipse and the new moon on the eclipse, and I think what you're trying to do now, Aries friends, is trying to balance those energies out. We felt a lot of intense energy coming in the past couple of weeks, and I think what you're trying to do at this point is to figure out how to integrate those energies into your life and figure out how they are going to play a role in your future life, and just trying to assimilate them into your life. So I do get the feeling that right now is a time of trying to figure things out a little bit, trying to feel things out to an extent, and kind of a, not tumultuous, but kind of a time of shifting things around, kind of, is the feeling I'm getting from you right now. This card here represents the energies of next month. So this is the energies of September, and we've got the King of Wands. And I do see this wand energy progressing here to the point where it's really time to take charge. Maybe things were up in the air in August of who would take charge, but I think in September you're going to realize that if you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself. If you want to create in this world in the way that you want to create, you're going to have to be the person that's in the driver's seat. And I think that's what you're going to realize in September, that if you want things to go smoothly in the way that you want them to go, you have to be the one calling the shots. You have to take charge. You have to put in that energy and that action that's going to get what you want. You can't really rely on other people. And I think that's what's going to happen in August or September. You're going to start to rely more on yourself rather than relying on others. And I think that's a great way to grow and, become a better human, basically. Alright, this card here represents what to hold on to in the month of September. We've got the Death card. Ooh. This card to me is saying embrace change. Like I said with the Temperance card here, I think that a lot of things are changing, or in the process of changing. This card to me is suggesting that in the month of September that you, Aries friends, need to embrace the change. A lot of you will be resistant to change, and that's a natural human reaction a lot of the time. When we don't understand something, we're not really sure how the future is going to look, we sort of kind of rebel against it. We kind of, we don't want to accept it. But this card to me is saying that if you do feel that way about change, if you don't feel positively about change, you're going to have to start to see the change in a positive light. And this is a very simple thing to do. Basically, you can make a list of all the pros and the cons of change, and really investigate those pros and try to see the pros from kind of a different angle, so that sometimes the things that we think are cons are actually pros. That's a big thing to consider when you're making that list. That sometimes a con, losing something, is making space for something new and better. So embrace change in the month of September, because this change is coming to help you. This change is coming to make you grow and evolve as a person. So don't fight against it, embrace it, and I think it will prove itself worthwhile to have in your life. This card here represents the biggest struggle or obstacle you're going to face in the month of September. We've got the Two of Wands. Give me a moment with this card. Okay, I think the issue that you're going to have in September is figuring out which way to go. You may have an idea of what you want, but not really sure of how to go about getting it. And that's kind of goes hand in hand with the Temperance, whereas maybe this is a time for you to balance things out and figure things out, rather than really push hard to create new things to manifest in the month of September. So I do see like you taking that first steps on your goals, the earlier steps on your goals, being a little bit of a hassle for you, a hurdle that you're going to have to overcome, because it's not going to come easily. I think if you're really needing to spend time balancing your life, it's going to be hard for you to create and manifest at the same time. Some people can do it, obviously, but that's going to be a hurdle. It's going to be a challenge for you, not only figuring out, but actually doing the things that need to be done to get you onto the next step, basically. And so that's going to be a challenge for you, possibly. This card here represents what to let go of in the month of September. We've got the Nine of Coins. Okay, to me this is saying September, everything's not going to be perfect, okay? There's a lot of new energy swirling around, a lot of confusion, things are up in the air, a lot of reorganizing going on. And if you think that things are just going to fall perfectly into place this month, I think that it's going to be you're going to be a little bit disappointed. And this card is telling you that things don't have to be perfect, right? Things will work themselves out. Everything will settle eventually. Though things may seem chaotic at this time, that's not necessarily how it's going to be into the future. Just know that in the month of September, if things aren't working out perfectly, don't stress out, don't flip out, don't get upset. Just realize that things will work out in time. Now is not the time for things to fall into place perfectly, okay? So if things are I hate to give examples when I talk about things like this because it's going to apply so differently to every person. But maybe an example is, I don't know, you get a new job and they place you in a position that you don't like. Just be grateful that you got that job and realize that you're going to find the position in that company that's going to be best for you in time. Now, maybe you're working a job right now in that company that doesn't suit you perfectly, but this card is saying that it doesn't have to fit perfectly. Allow the universe to work its magic and things will work out in the end. Just maybe not this month, maybe not the way that you planned, is the message from that card, okay? This card here represents the energy of the people around you in the month of September. And we've got the Hierophant. Now, I want to remind you that this card applies to the overall energies of people in your life, not specific individuals, but as a whole, the people in your life, your family, your friends, your coworkers, are going to have the Hierophant energy. And I think this might cause you to feel a little bit alone in the month of September. A lot of people are going through the same thing that you're going through, Aries friends, where things are chaotic, things are confusing right now. People need some time alone to figure things out. So I do feel like maybe your friends, family, coworkers are going to be a little bit withdrawn in the month of September. They're still your friends, they're still your family, still your coworkers. They still care about you, still love you, but they might be dealing with their own issues a lot. So if you feel kind of alone this month, if you feel like people are ignoring you, don't think it's because of you. It's because of them, and because they're going through similar things to that you're going through, and they need time to work it out to themselves, and it has nothing to do with you. So don't feel any negative energy or any negative feelings or thoughts because of that if you do feel alone this month. People just got their own stuff to do. All right, and this last card here represents the biggest lesson you are likely to learn in the month of September. And we've got the Two of Cups. Ooh la la. Okay. The biggest lesson that you have to learn is that the greatest thing that we can do as human beings is connect with each other. And though times are turbulent this month, though things are up in the air, though you might not really realize what's happening totally and not be feeling like you're in control, the most important thing is that you are connected. And this doesn't even have to necessarily be with another person, but with something. There's something that's making this all worth it. And for most of us, it's that human connection that we make with each other, that those friendships, those romances. For us, others, it's that creative expression that we latch onto and we devote our lives to, or our job or our work that we wholeheartedly believe in and give up our life for. I think that's what really makes life worth living. And this card is saying that the biggest lesson that you have to learn is to appreciate those things this month. Really appreciate those connections that you've made with other people, because they're beautiful, they're irreplaceable, and they're so beneficial to you for your health, your mental, physical, and emotional health. We need those connections, and we need to hold on to them. So look back on the connections that you've made and really show gratitude for those people or those things that are in your life to make your life so much better. All right, so looking at these cards as a whole, I do see a time of confusion. Maybe not confusion, but things are kind of turbulent. And things are kind of up in the air right now, a lot of swirling energies. I get the feeling that August was a time of uncertainty as far as your place in things. I get the feeling you felt a little bit out of place in August. And now at the current time, you're trying to figure things out, and things are starting to settle. And I think going into September, I think you're going to really come into your own, so to speak, and realize that it's you who has to get things done. This group dynamic, it works, but it's going to take you as a leader to step up and take charge. And the Aries signs, you guys are generally those types of people, those types of A-type personalities to stand up. Not all of you, of course, but a lot of you, and that's going to happen. I think a lot of you are going to step into a leadership role, or you're going to go off on your own and just be a strong, independent person and get things done in the month of September is what I'm feeling. Hold on to change. Allow change. If change is coming into your life, embrace it. Do not fight against it, because all change is positive. I always say this, but I gotta reiterate, all change is positive. It just it might not seem positive because of the way that you're perceiving it. So if you can change your perceptions about change, I think you'll start to see it in a more positive light. The biggest hurdle, the biggest obstacle for you this month is just figuring out what to do to really get the momentum going. I think that's going to be an issue for you. You're not going to really be sure which actions to take, how the future is. But the best way that I can think of to kind of remedy this is really have a vision of what you want the future to hold. This could be the future of tomorrow, could be the future of next week, next month, next year. However far you think into the future, really have a vision for what it will look like, and then the steps will become a little bit more apparent to you. For what to let go of, just the desire that things be all perfect and in order in your life. It's not order and perfection are not on the menu for September is the feeling I'm getting. Not that they're not coming. Things will fall into place as time goes on. But September is not the time to be counting your eggs or your geese. No, do you count the geese or the eggs? Don't count either. There's no reason to count your fowl. All right, because just let things happen in the month of September, and things will take care of themselves eventually. The people in your life might be kind of withdrawn and just kind of like quiet, maybe, but don't take this personally. They're just going through their own thing, and you don't want to disturb them. Of course, they're your friends and your family, so it's not to say that they're going to abandon you, but I just think that people in your life as a whole might be a little withdrawn in the month of September, and don't take it personally. They got their own stuff going on. And the biggest lesson, of course, is to be grateful for those connections that we make. Those connections that we make are so powerful that you got to show some gratitude so that we can continue to make those connections, right? Gratitude leads to more of what you are grateful for. That's a nice little slogan. Okay. All right. The last thing we're going to do before we leave is take a look at the Earth Magic Oracle. We asked it what message it had for our Aries friends for the month of September. And we've got Green Man Synergy. Okay, the message I'm getting from this card right now is that you gotta go with the flow. You just gotta let nature do its thing, okay? If you try to dictate nature, if you try to fight against the energies, you're gonna lose every time, okay? This card is about opening up your heart and just accepting what is, accepting the way things are going, and just falling into it and finding your place into it rather than resisting, rather than trying to dictate where your place is, rather than trying to say, I belong here doing this. Say, okay, universe, what am I to be doing? I will do that. And so I think if you are able to find that synergy with nature, if you're able to ride the waves of energy and use them to your benefit rather than, think of a metaphorical ocean wave, right? If you can ride the ocean wave, it's going to take you to all sorts of different places. But if you try to stand up against the wave, it's going to crash against you, and you're going to be flying into the face first into the sand. I've done it before. It's not fun. Okay, so find that synergy if you can, and be one with nature in all its forms, so that you are living a life that is flowing more smoothly, and there's less problems, less drama, less obstacles in your way. Okay. All right, Aries friends, I hope you got something out of that. I really did enjoy this reading. Remember, this was a general overall reading, and if you want a reading tailored specifically for you, head on over to my Etsy shop. The link is in the description and in the card, so click on that and you can see the various readings that I offer. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like. It lets me know I did something right and that you got something out of it, and I really would appreciate that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything you want to say about this video, put that in the comment section below. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already, because I release these videos bi-monthly, these Tarotscope readings, and I sprinkle a bunch of videos in between that time for your pleasure. All right, guys, I wish you the best month possible, Aries friends. You guys got this. It's just just got to go with the flow, and that's all that needs to happen in the month of September. Go with the flow. All right, leave a like if you enjoyed that. Happy taroting. Peace.